Continuing our summer coverage today, and I'm joined by head coach of the men's lacrosse team, Cal McQuillan. How you doing, Cal?
Good.
Long season this past year. You guys had a tough schedule, had a lot of freshmen, but just recap the season, how you guys meshed towards the end of the year, and how the team, progressed this year.
Yeah, it was a long season, but I think we grew a tremendous amount. It was no surprise to us that we had a very young team. 14 freshmen, 15 new players to the team, which was more than half our roster. And as a coaching staff and as an individual, I knew what we were capable of, and I think we started to see elements of that, especially late in the season. I think the guys started playing to their potential, and it's tough to put that much pressure and to rely on freshmen like that so early in their career, but I think it's going to pay dividends in the years to come. And I think we definitely started finding a little bit more of our groove later in the season. And this season, I refuse to use the term rebuilding year, but I think at the end of the year, looking back on it, it's hard to say that it wasn't at least a transitional year at best. And I think coming full circle in the season, had some ups, had some downs, had some huge wins, had some tough losses that I know that we wish we could have had back, but came into the season with a national rank of 16, and we ended at 16. So at the very worst, this team came in, graduated a prolific class of 9 seniors that did so much for this program, and this team came in and they held their ground in the SELC. We made it back to the SELC championship game for the third time in Division One, and just really proud of them being able to kind of hold their ground and continue to rep Liberty University lacrosse at a high level.
Right, and when you were making goals last year at the beginning of the season, do you feel like you achieved those goals, like now that the season's over and now you get a chance to reflect and look back?
I mean, some of them, but we set a goal every year that we win the SELC, and we didn't do that. So obviously we fell short there. We set a goal of making or qualifying for our national tournament, and we fell short there again as well. Now, do we say that the season was a failure as a result of that? Absolutely not. I think there were so many things that we did that were successful. I think there are so many things that the guys were able to have success in and improve to themselves that in the years to come, specifically next season, that the expectation is going to be that much more. So we're not going to lower the bar here, and just because we don't meet a goal doesn't necessarily mean that everything's going to cave in around us. So the expectation for next year is going to be the same as it is every year. As an SELC championship, make it to nationals. We've got a team that is capable of doing that year in and year out. And this year we fell a little bit short in a few areas, and it leaves something on the table for us to come in this fall and fix.
With the team, it's a lot of excitement coming back this upcoming year. Caleb Britton, who was second team All-American, and Sam Gregan, who was honorable mention All-American. Having those two guys, coming back next year, how does the excitement as a coach, how do you feel, having two guys to build a team off of?
I think those guys definitely deserve the recognition that they got with an All-American status, but I'd be lying if I said that we didn't have more than just those two guys. I think a lot of that recognition is, and rightfully so, kind of given to some of the teams that make it a little bit further and make a national tournament appearance. And I think, again, those two guys are big pieces of our success and what we're going to be able to do moving forward. But, I mean, we've got guys up and down that roster that have the ability and the skill sets to be All-Americans. And we as a team need to put ourselves in better positions to be able to represent that and give those guys opportunities to get that status. And at the end of the day, it's those things they're nice to hang on the wall in the lacrosse or in the locker room, and for guys to be able to take home and show to mom and dad. But we're about winning SELC championships, making it to nationals, and it's great that we can get those recognitions from time to time. But I know any one of those guys would trade that for an SELC championship or a berth at nationals.
It's the summertime. Do you spend a lot of time, getting recruits in for the upcoming year, or What do you think the team needs to build on as far as like recruiting wise or guys coming in?
Well, we've got another good, solid group of recruits that will be coming in this year. I think what last year's class did for our offense, I think this year's class that's coming in is going to do for our defense. I think that we're going to be very strong with our freshman class on the defensive side of the ball. I think we've got some guys that are going to be able to come in and kind of like how at the end of the season we had 3 freshman midfielders starting for our offense. I think we're going to have some guys that are come in and going to be competitive and maybe take some starting spots just based on their skill sets and what they have to offer. So, but with the expansion and growing our roster size, it's a good year to be interested in coming out and being a part of the team because we've got more opportunities and more space, and we're still out there this summer taking a look at guys, more typically looking at guys that are either going into their junior or senior years in high school and trying to make some connections, and at the end of the day just trying to show them what we have to offer from a lacrosse perspective, from the university's perspective. I think that Liberty is a fantastic school with lacrosse as just kind of an added benefit for a lot of these guys. So it's easy for us to sell this program when you've got such great facilities and a great university like Liberty. So,
Well, it's a lot of exciting times. We wish you the best of luck this summer and this upcoming year.
all right.
That's our Coach Cobb McQuillan.